Food insecurity or the inability to get food is a widespread and misunderstood problem.
At Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, Autumn and I are part of a research team in the Food Matters Lab.
Being able to connect with the community and affect policy as an undergraduate researcher at Trinity has been an unforgettable experience.
Being first-generation college students, the ability to research has given us the ability to explore our individual passions and apply them not only to this research, but life after college.
In the last decade, more than 600 migrants have lost their lives in Brooks County due to dehydration and exposure to the elements.
As engineering students at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, our team was able to apply the skills we learned to help find the best solutions to this problem.
Working with the South Texas Human Rights Center, we designed a water station that helps migrants find clean water.
Seeing the immediate impacts of our work in the field has been an incredible experience.
Follow the path that empowers you to be your best self. Surround yourself with people who embrace your quirks, who don't settle, who seek a life without regret, who know how to win, but aren't afraid to fail. Be part of an elite network with those who know what success is all about. Be brave enough to have a fulfilled life. Trinity University. Discover, grow, become.
Welcome to tonight's Citywide Sports Network college basketball telecast on KCWX. This is Mike Lefko with Chuck McTennick from the Bell Center on the campus of Trinity University as the Tigers host the Schreiner University Mountaineers. And welcome to the Gun Automotive Group pregame show. It's presented by Gun Automotive Group, whereby your next vehicle is real, simple, gunauto.com. A matchup to end the regular season, Trinity and Schreiner. And Chuck, this is a Schreiner team that claimed the conference championship with a win over Trinity on Thursday.
Yeah, it's the second year in a row that Schreiner has been the class of the SCAC. But as you take a look at the conference standings, still a whole lot for Trinity to play for. The top two teams in the conference will get first-round byes when the conference tournament begins. So Trinity desperately could use this victory tonight.
And Schreiner has a guy who's a pretty potent scorer and a guy from Cibolo, a good player out of Steele High School.
That's right. Keenan Gums is a young man that does a little bit of everything for this program. I think one of the most impressive things about him is that playing in the front court, he's shooting at a 50% clip. But this guy had a resounding game the other night, 22-9 on 7 of 11 shooting the basketball. Trinity is going to have to get their hands on this guy tonight, check him alive.
But Trinity does have a guy who's a do-it-all player for the Tigers.
Yeah, Danny Rivera from Lake Travis High School. He had 21 points on 7 of 14 shooting the other night. He's got a hair trigger shooting the ball from the outside. Don't go to sleep on him though, Michael. He can put the ball on the floor and get to the rack. This is one young guy that, conversely, Schreiner's going to have to check tonight if they want to win this game.
Well, Schreiner took the first matchup on Thursday. These two teams, though, have split the season series the past couple of years. We'll see if Trinity can even it up as our pregame coverage continues. pregame show. As you know, Gun Auto keeps things real simple. So we're going to make this real simple. Chuck, for the Mountaineers, they have to do what to win today?
Well, they got to defend the three. Trinity's not a great three-point shooting team, but they definitely want to make sure that they play inside, and then one and done. These are two of the better rebounding teams in the entire conference.
So for Trinity, what do they have to do to stop Schreiner?
Well, first of all, they got to D up. They did a lot of good things the other night, forcing them into 20 turnovers, but they have got to do a better job on the glass. They got destroyed in that game on Thursday night against Schreiner.
All right, we'll have the series matchup and the starting lineup. So for the final game of this regular season, all that up next.
Food insecurity or the inability to get food is a widespread and misunderstood problem.
At Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, Autumn and I are part of a research team in the Food Matters Lab.
Being able to connect with the community and affect policy as an undergraduate researcher at Trinity has been an unforgettable experience.
Being first-generation college students, the ability to research has given us the ability to explore our individual passions and apply them not only to this research, but life after college.
In the last decade, more than 600 migrants have lost their lives in Brooks County due to dehydration and exposure to the elements.
As engineering students at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, our team was able to apply the skills we learned to help find the best solutions to this problem.
Working with the South Texas Human Rights Center, we designed a water station that helps migrants find clean water.
Seeing the immediate impacts of our work in the field has been an incredible experience.
Follow the path that empowers you to be your best self. Surround yourself with people who embrace your quirks, who don't settle, who seek a life without regret, who know how to win, but aren't afraid to fail. Be part of an elite network with those who know what success is all about. Be brave enough to have a fulfilled life. Trinity University. Discover, grow, become.
presented by IHOP. Visit IHOP.com. We touched on Keenan Gums in the open. Luis Mancias, though, a senior guard, leads this team in assists with nearly 5. And then for Trinity, Matt Jones, the all-time assist leader in Trinity basketball history, along with a few other seniors, and their leading scorer and rebounder, Danny Rivera, the sophomore from Horseshoe Bay, Texas. Well, these teams have been raring to go. Just met on Thursday, ready to end the regular season. And it's Rivera and Blake Kelly. They jump it back to Matt Jones.
We'll find out a lot about this Trinity basketball team tonight. You know, it was a tough loss the other night. They did some good things in that game, but, you know, normally a good rebounding team. They got absolutely manhandled on that end, 41-22. They've got to clean that up tonight. Nice pass inside to start.
Great look into Danny Rivera. That was off of the sophomore Brooks Mays. And there's the 6'7" sophomore Rivera getting his baskets early. Well, both coaches talked about different defensive looks they want to bring. Trinity's come out in a 2-3 zone, trying to stifle that Schreiner offense. There's Gums with the basketball, briefly touched it on the left wing. Shot clock down, very low. Firing at the horn, and a 3 rims in from Andrew Sparks.
Now that's a crusher for Trinity's defense. You know, you do all the right things. You make them take a really long shot at the end of the shot clock, but you're going to need that kind of effort. You're going to win this basketball game. They go right down to the block again.
No hesitation from Rivera. 2 touches, 2 baskets. He's got 4.
You know, go ahead, Mike. I was just going to say, Trinity's defense in the last game, I mean, you forced 20 turnovers. You would expect to be in a ball game, and they were. But again, they were just so bad rebounding that it's tough to win when you just get clobbered like that on that end of the glass.
The Mountaineers shot extremely well. Shot 49% from the game. A miss and a foul, and that'll bring the ball back to Trinity. Well, the Mountaineers are back-to-back SCAC Conference champions for the first time in program history, led by Connor Kirkendale. He told us he got the job when he was 28 years old, now in his 4th season. And on the other sideline, Pat Cunningham in his 19th year, a 6-time conference coach of the year, and the winningest coach in Trinity basketball history.
Yeah, and it's like doubled up, man. Not even close, right?
Long line of success here for Pat Cunningham, including a couple of three-peats, 2012 to 2014, and then 2002 to 2005. Well, tonight's first half of CSN basketball is brought to you by Steam Master Carpet Cleaning. Steam Master Cleaning cleans deep, dries fast.
Got an interesting start here. Trinity pounding the block early. And of course, Schreiner getting their 3 points at the very end of a shot clock, having to force up a 3, but you know, these are 2 of the better scoring teams in this conference too. And again, Schreiner has clinched, but the Tigers, they not only need to win this game tonight, if they're hoping for any chance at getting a bye in the first round of the conference tournament, they're going to need some help as well to make that happen.
It is a jumbled mess, 2 through almost all the way down to 6 in the SCAC conference standings. If you missed it at the start of the broadcast, Dallas, Centenary, Trinity, and a few other teams are tied with 6 conference losses. Schreiner has already clinched the league. They're 10-3 in conference, trying to match their 11-3 mark from last year.
Good job by Trinity swarming to the basketball, making even a 2 or 3 foot shot infinitely contested.
It's been a lot of Rivera early, can't get it to go. Well, tonight's first half scoreboard is sponsored by John Wayne Service Company. When you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical help, make just one call to fix it all. 210-293-6700.
Another one and done situation for Schreiner, and for Trinity, they've had 3 or 4 possessions, and every time they've gotten the ball, they've gotten a really good look.
They fed Rivera consistently, and he gets another basket.
Yeah, he's absolutely destroying down there on the block. I mean, it's all you can eat right now early for the Trinity Tigers down there.
Rivera is 3 for 4, and he has 6 points.
He's probably kicking himself because that was an infinitely makeable shot on the one that he missed.
Turnaround look by the freshman, gets his own miss. Andrew Sparks sends it back out. Haven't seen Keenan Gums try to get his shot yet, the 6'5" senior from Cibolo, and their leading scorer at 21 points a game. Good backdoor look. Sparks is the one who's come to life. He has 5.
Yeah, when you see a team and they do that 4-down play, you know they're trying to get something underneath and an easy look. Nice little back screen allows Schreiner to get an easy basket.
Shifting defenses by both the Tigers and the Mountaineers. And his own look from Schreiner. Mays picked up his dribble, swings to Brian Blum. His shot short. He'll go out of bounds. It brings a timeout on the court. Trinity's had some looks, but it's a mano-a-mano game. Rivara on one end, Sparks on the other. Trinity leads by 1. Combined for all 11 points in this game. Danny Rivara has all 6 for Trinity, and Andrew Sparks with 5 for Schreiner. And no matter what defensive look, it's just been, hey, feed the guy with the hot hand so far if you're one of these two teams.
Well, you really have to like Trinity's approach early in this basketball game. You got to like the fact that they are trying to go and take everything right to Schreiner, especially after the game they had the other night. Had a little team meeting. I think they're trying to figure out exactly what they are and who they are as a squad going into the conference tournament. They're good, but can they be great?
There's Gums with his first attempt over the top. And they'll play on despite the contact. Almost an offensive board by Paul Wells, but he falls out of bounds.
I like it. Both of these teams getting after each other early. You can see how scrappy everybody's been. There's been some loose balls. Guys hitting the deck. Strong rebounds. That's what you want to see Saturday night.
The crowd's all right.
There you go. I knew you were going to reference something from Elton John.
Not Elton John.
At some point, yeah. Saturday night's all right for fighting, bro.
That's a different song. I could keep going on that on my other song, but don't want you to feel out of touch.
When am I not?
Mancias runs the offense. He's a senior from San Juan, Texas. Kirkendall says he's very versatile and vocal guard. Guy who does all the dirty work for this team. Nice look down low, kicked around off some legs. It'll go back to Trinity.
Well, that was a pinpoint pass. We've seen some really good passes early in this game, and guys just haven't been able to find the ears. A lot of good play designs, though, early.
Some subs have come in for both teams. Isaiah Specs in for Trinity, one of their better scorers. But Coach Pat Cunningham likes him off the bench. He averages nearly 12 points. He scored in double figures 6 games in a row.
Yeah, it's 17 the other night in 29 minutes of work. So a nice little boost off the bench in terms of putting the ball in the hole.
And Brandon Warbrick has come in for the Mountaineers. He's a sophomore from Cedar Park, Texas.
That's the first time we've seen Rivera take a shot outside of 5 feet.
A bit of a scoring drought for both teams. Nearly 2.5 minutes and counting without a basket. There's a feed down low, good touch by Blake Kelly, the senior from El Paso.
Yeah, not an easy thing to do because he was fronting. They wanted him to throw it over the top, which they did, and then they had help on the backside. He still got his.
A lob to Matthew Cauliflower. He also checked in. A steal the other way. Kelly almost had it pop out on him, but gets it to go.
You know, Kelly was the one that knocked the ball free, so he was rewarded for the effort on the other end, but almost didn't get that thing to go down.
Stepping into a 3, Mays off. Offensive rebound, Cauliflower. He steps out of bounds.
Now we talked to Coach Cunningham, and he said, you know, we're a mid-range shooting team. They do not want to take a lot of threes, but you see Kelly doing a great job not only receiving that ball, but then scoring it. And then on the defensive end, knocks the ball away and gets the pseudo bunny to drop.
Well, all of our first half instant replays are brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. When you or your family need help, call Thomas J. Henry, 24/7 nights and weekends, 210-656-1000.
And Rivera on the other end doing a great job of knocking it away.
6-0 run, though, by Schreiner. Trinity hasn't scored in nearly 4 minutes. And that one off from Cauliflower.
Wow, what defense.
Brooks Mays rips it away. Out in front to the rack himself, and it's off the mark.
It's an unbelievable job trying to stop the guy in the open court. Kind of shifty with his hands there, was able to poke it away to himself.
Well, Trinity did trail early last game on Thursday against Schreiner, trailed by as many as 13 before a mini run to only trail by 7 going into the locker room. And that was a turnover by the Mountaineers. It brings a substitution in, Nyland Yancey, a junior from Texas, Richardson, Texas.
Coach Cunningham getting in some early conversation with the officials.
Well, he's unhappy about that Blake Kelly dunk because the ball kind of popped out and Kelly was still holding on to the rim. So they're trying to see, hey, was that maybe offensive goaltending because he helped that ball back down. Strong work on the glass leads to a foul on Schreiner. They'll bring the first free throw attempts of the night.
Well, Trinity's doing an amazing job staying after things. You know, they started off quickly getting a bunch of shots at point blank range, but they've missed their last 3 or 4 shots. They've been a little further out. But the effort and the will has been outstanding as we look at Jaden Holden, step to the free throw line. Of course, this young man kind of moonlighting. His first job is football.
He is a senior, so he's done both for a while now. And the interesting thing is Coach Pat Cunningham talked about his endurance and his legs, how they'd hold up towards the end of the year. That's something they went through the first couple of seasons because you go through the grind of a long football season and then you come in immediately step into basketball where your endurance and your conditioning really has to be up there.
Well, and it's a whole nother level, as you know, playing basketball too. I mean, to be in basketball shape, but you know, his first 2 years he didn't play a whole lot, but they're really depending on him now, especially during his senior season.
A 13-point per game scorer. And there's Keenan Gums getting on the board for Schreiner.
thing about Gums that's so impressive is just his offensive efficiency. You know, he's able to get his points, but do so usually in shooting at a pretty high clip. Not only that, he spread out the stat sheet for you too. He had a bunch of rebounds in the game the other night.
Cauliflower dribbles it off the foot, recovered by the Tigers. Into the corner, Jones for three, got it, and a foul down low.
How about that?
Well, you'll count the basket, and another foul will go on Schreiner. It won't be a free throw for Jones. He was not the one fouled, but he gets the three. Should be Trinity basketball, though, after the timeout. So a timeout on the court. Matt Jones gives Trinity a spark, but it's Schreiner up by 1.
Food insecurity or the inability to get food is a widespread and misunderstood problem.
At Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, Autumn and I are part of a research team in the Food Matters Lab.
Being able to connect with the community and affect policy as an undergraduate researcher at Trinity has been an unforgettable experience.
Being first-generation college students, the ability to research has given us the ability to explore our individual passions and apply them not only to this research, but life after college.
In the last decade, more than 600 migrants have lost their lives in Brooks County due to dehydration and exposure to the elements.
As engineering students at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, our team was able to apply the skills we learned to help find the best solutions to this problem.
Schreiner's on top. It was actually an offensive foul called on Matthew Cauliflower down low after the three, so three will count, but the foul and then Schreiner basketball. Well, tonight's Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference scoreboard brought to you by MySA.com, the largest voice in South Texas for 150 years. So Dallas, a team that was ahead of Trinity in the standings, is saddled with a loss. But Centenary, well, Trinity's gonna have to win to stay in that second or third spot because of that win over Austin College. And a tough one right now, taking on the conference champ, Schreiner. Mountaineers have locked up the #1 seed for the second straight season. Three from the left wing, knocked in by Andrew Logan.
Andrew Logan from Leander, 6'2" guard. He's a senior, and boy, he really looked good letting that one go. Shoulders nice and square, got good lift, nothing but net.
Feed it inside, good look, Rivara the finish underneath.
Boy, Trinity is just pounding the ball inside and having a lot of success here early. That's 8 points now in the paint of their 12 so far to start this game.
And 8 have come from Rivara. The kick on the slide over by Holden. Well, he must not have learned that playing football. You don't use your feet playing wide receiver.
No, you do when you're kicking extra points, though. There you go, got a little break there. Schreiner's been pretty handsy there, trying to deny entry passes, and sometimes you need a break or two, maybe get you going.
tipped away. It's down to Yancey, trying to race past the defense. Got it blocked.
Good
Chase
hustle
Pinter.
back by Schreiner to deny the layup on the other end.
We'll walk it back out. It's backup point guard Jordan Heffley.
Oh,
And
nice.
another pass ripped away by Yancey. And that one got altered.
Boy,
by
Gums,
Keenan Gums.
unbelievable job. Not only the steal on one end, but then Gums defensively hustling down and giving nothing away.
He got high to tip that one. I think he hit the backboard and just kind of altered the shot of Yancey. Stepping into another three, no good. Off the hand of Heffley. But how about Nylan Yancey with two, flicking the hand out there and knocking it away?
Yeah, and Rivera, we talked about his ability to score, which we just got another dose of. This guy's also the team's leading rebounder, and that was a man-sized board that he just corralled on one end and then got the score down at the other.
Rivera has 10 points and 2 rebounds in a little over 9 minutes. Another three, no good. There's a strong board by Jaden Holden.
Trinity doing a lot better job here over the last couple of minutes, one and doneing these offensive possessions for Schreiner, and then again attacking the glass and getting a bunny at the other end as Isaiah Specs finishes off the drive.
These have been some nice cuts and good looks from the Tigers. And they've grabbed a 16-14 edge. And that one's just ripped away by Holden. Ball was kind of handed to him.
Like a magician. Quick hands. Now you see it, now you don't.
Rivera, space, flips it up and in, and the foul.
Trinity absolutely relentless, taking the ball to the hole. And it all starts with 32 on both ends. Not going to be denied. A pick and roll, sees a seam, takes it at the double team. It gets the hoop and hack.
Well, an 8-0 run by the Tigers. And big substitution patterns for both teams. A line change in for the Tigers, a line change for the Mountaineers. Rivera no good on the free throw.
Well, Trinity did a really good job in the game the other night getting to the line. I mean, they went 32 times in that game and knocked down 24 of them, so it's not a bad shooting percentage, but they're going to have to be perfect tonight to knock these guys off as Mr. Gums drops in another dime.
He was very wide open.
I'll say.
First team all-conference last year. Steele High School grad. And a team captain this season. Rivera got it ripped away, and it's off of him last. And that'll bring a timeout on the floor. Well, a back and forth game, but led by a Trinity 8-0 run, the Tigers have jumped out to a 1-point lead. 8 minutes left in the first half.
Working with the South Texas Human Rights Center, we designed a water station that helps migrants find clean water.
Seeing the immediate impacts of our work in the field has been an incredible experience.
Follow the path that empowers you to be your best self. Surround yourself with people who embrace your quirks, who don't settle, who seek a life without regret, who know how to win, but aren't afraid to fail. Be part of an elite network with those who know what success is all about. Be brave enough to have a fulfilled life. Trinity University. Discover, grow, become.
A 17 lead. It's been back and forth, but without Danny Rivara, the Tigers would not be in this one.
Yeah, 6 of 8 shooting, Mike. 12 points already, a couple of rebounds, and just the shot distribution for the Tigers so far in this game. He doesn't have a teammate that shot the ball more than twice, so they are making it a point to find 32 on the floor. And I think what's more impressive about what's going on with this young man, not just what he's doing offensively, but what he's been able to do on the defensive end as well. Altering shots, clogging the passing lane, getting you a rebound or two.
Rivara has a block to go along with those 12 points and 2 rebounds. And just 11 minutes of playing time for him. And he's only a sophomore. But you know what they say, you can't teach height. You can teach everything else around that, but it certainly helps me 6'7" out there. Gum steps into another 3, short. The board pulled down by Blake Kelly. Into the other wing, no good.
Yeah, just when you thought Trinity had kind of cleaned up this rebounding mess from the other night, they give up another one on the offensive end. They have got to do a better job of finding guys on that end of the floor as Mr. Wonderful knocks down another.
Rivara, the hot hand. I half expect a kind of half shrug as he runs back down the court. How about Michael Jordan, whose birthday is today?
Who knew?
Rivara has been lights out right now, 14 points to lead all scorers.
Trinity sending multiple guys to the bucket that time to try to get the rebound. Came away with it.
Schreiner has used a couple of different defenses. Switch back into man-to-man right now. They've pushed Rivara out of this play. To the outside, Holden for 3, swish.
Hello. Well, it was interesting talking to Coach Cunningham and saying, hey, you know, we're really not a 3-point shooting team. I think they've knocked down 3 in a row now.
And they made their last 5 field goals. A 13-3 run by Trinity. It's given them their largest lead of the night. Step in by Kelly, knocks it through.
That was nice and smooth. Good head and shoulder fake. Tried to get his defender off his feet. Knocked it down from the elbow.
Something that Schreiner's head coach, Connor Kirkendall, mentioned that makes Trinity so difficult, this motion offense they run. A lot of movement, a lot of things to keep track of. And it's led to a few open looks, especially for Rivara. That's a 3 off the back, no good by Brian Blum. Strong drive, and a hit on the head by Rivara. That'll be his first, and the team's second. Well, coming up at halftime, the Homevestors halftime show. We'll take a look back at the first half. We'll visit with Tigers women's head coach Cameron Hill. His women's basketball team now 21-3, 13-1 in the conference. Learn more about Matt Jones. Interesting story about what he and all the seniors do. There's a tease. You'll have to stick around to hear more about that at halftime.
All right. I will if you don't give my seat away like you have been doing at these games.
Well, Coach Hill has to take it first,
Okay.
and then,
Well, then
if
you'll
he
have to
wants
fill
to
me
give
in.
it back, you can have it back. And that's all coming up at halftime. Free throw made by Josh Bashford, a San Antonio native. Played at Reagan High School, now a junior for the Mountaineers.
A number of San Antonio guys on this Schreiner squad, as you'd expect.
Not too bad of a drive. I think, as their coach mentioned, far enough to get away from the parents if you want to, but close enough they can still watch and come do laundry and things like that. All the important items.
especially the laundry part.
Yes. Turnover there by Trinity. The scoring surge has slowed a little bit for the Tigers. But what you'd expect in a back and forth game between two of the top teams in the conference. Schreiner was picked to finish second, and Trinity picked to finish third in the preseason.
Polster's got it pretty close this year.
Yeah, even though Schreiner won the league last year in the regular season, they lost 3 times to Texas Lutheran. And that Bulldogs team was picked to win the league. A miss and an offensive board and an offensive foul.
Wow.
By Paul Wells.
Well, Paul Wells gets a strong tip of the cap from me because he's got springs in those sneakers. He's up against 3 or 4 guys, comes back with the offensive rebound, and then it's called for trying to clear too much space, but good hustle.
But like on Thursday, an offensive edge and a rebounding edge for Schreiner. 14-9 in the rebounding category for the Mountaineers. Now Jaden Holden back in for a fellow senior Brian Blum.
That's back-to-back turnovers for the Tigers, and you know, usually you see teams that run a motion-based offense, they're going to have some turnovers because the ball's moving around so much, but Trinity does a pretty good job of not doing that for the most part. They only had 10 turnovers the other night, but you got to play perfect almost to beat these guys the way they've been going all year.
An errant shot from Kelly brings the ball back to the Tigers.
You got the 4th and 5th best scoring teams in the conference going up against each other tonight. Seen a lot of good defense though here early for the most part too.
And good pace, but good defense led to some steals and some unforced turnovers.
Yeah, Trinity's got the 3rd best defensive team, scoring defensive team wise in the conference. Schreiner's 6th.
Back to a 2-3 zone for the Mountaineers. But they're shifting up on that left edge. Bashford trying to deny anything on the wing. 3 rims out on the right side. Isaiah Specs went to diving at the basketball, runs back into the play, and lays it in.
Great job. What awesome recognition by Trinity that time, getting down the floor. Isaiah Specs felt the pressure coming, switched the ball over to his left hand, scored it.
Blake Kelly, step back 3.
A quick release there.
9 points for Kelly. He has paced the Mountaineers. Jones steps into a deep 3. A foul will go down low on the box out. That goes on Schreiner, so it'll keep the ball with the Tigers, but a timeout. The pace has picked up. We're within a possession. Trinity 25, Schreiner 23. Trinity. And here's a look at tonight's first half game summary presented by the San Antonio Express News. Real news and real insights for over 150 years. Good shooting from both of these teams. Danny Rivera with 14 points. And Blake Kelly, we just saw him step back and hit a three. A pretty good shot for a 6'7" forward. So those have been the guys to lead the way for their respective ball teams.
Yeah, it's been a really good game so far. And I think, again, the concerns from that first meeting between these two teams is the concern early on. I mean, Trinity's doing a lot of things right, really hustling and staying after it, but got to do a better job rebounding the basketball in this game. They've cleaned it up a little bit. They're only down 5 in the rebounding margin. But it's one of those things, you just cannot give up those opportunities on either end.
There's some conversation on who the foul was on. Let's say the shot clock had to be reset to 20 seconds. The official was holding 2-0, and I was looking all over the roster. There was no 20 on Schreiner. Inbound to Holden, turnaround good.
Points in the paint haven't been a problem tonight for the Tigers, that's for sure. Been 18 points down by the cup of their 27.
And that was an area they really struggled in on Thursday. They were outscored 28-14 by this Schreiner team. Points in the paint. Gums backing down, and he gets the foul called on Nyland Yancey.
He is so aggressive with that basketball. Big frame body. Doesn't mind playing a little bully ball. Nice job inside, yeah.
Gums rises too strong. Board by Trinity.
That was a nice man-sized rebound right there.
Holden's three, swish.
Knocked down a couple of those. 33 knocking down a couple of threes here in this first half.
Well, he's a nearly 40% three-point shooter, even though this Trinity team more of a inside the arc kind of scoring team. Off the side, no good, bouncing out of play, and the ball back to the Tigers.
Well, he can stroke it, and pretty darn good wide receiver for these Tigers too.
A lot of space. No one got out on Jaden Holden. Why not take it when they're that open?
Yeah, I mean, and that thing was nothing but the bottom of the net. And a rare miss for 32.
Blake Kelly likes that step back. Wow. Gets it again.
He don't mind telling everybody about it either.
It's a step back three-pointer from a 6'7" guy. It's brought the Schreiner deficit back to 4. Holden wants to answer. It was down, but right down to Jones. Rivera right back up and in.
It all starts, that ball looked like it was going to be down, and it looked like it was going to be down to everybody except Matt Jones. Little guy sneaking in there, getting a rebound, also got an assist for his troubles on that as well.
Rivera has had a 30-point game this year. He's at 16. With about 21 minutes left in this game. Timeout, Matt Jones. Trinity wants to draw something up with a possession and just over a minute left here in the first half. But it's been terrific shooting by Trinity. Helped out, of course, as you mentioned, Chuck, most of those attempts coming were about 10 feet and in. They're shooting 48% from the floor because of some of those good looks. The guy who's kept Schreiner around, Blake Kelly, step back swagger.
Now, he had 17 points the other night, and you're absolutely right about him keeping his squad in there because they're shooting about 39% in this basketball game. They've gotten some open looks, they're just not knocking down their shots, and you wonder, sometimes a team won't play with an edge after they've basically wrapped up the conference title, but they're getting a lot of the stuff that they want, just not knocking down shots right now, but Trinity is playing with a lot more energy, I think, right now, and that's really, really helping them out. I mean, especially with these second chance points here lately.
It was, I'm sure, a pretty an emotional scene there for Schreiner on Thursday. Senior night, a win, and they clinched the conference crown. So, yeah, maybe some letdown settling in right now. But out with the energy out of that timeout, and it forces a miss.
You got to make sure you finish the first half strong if you're the Tigers. You know, you got a really good job getting this lead. Now let's see if you can build on the 6-point advantage.
Keenan Gums had to dish it off. Calling for it outside, but Kelly's had the hot hand. Doesn't get it. Gums comes flying in and commits the foul. Or just knocked it out of bounds. No, it is on him. It is a foul. For flying in over the top. His first.
Well, let's take a look. He didn't think he made any contact. There wasn't a lot of it, but he did get enough of the arm. And a whistle was blown.
Sixth foul, but shouldn't mean too much for Trinity in the bonus with just 36 seconds left. Although they do have the 6-point edge. On pass to Rivara, had to come back down. Still space to put it in.
Yeah, tough angle, but able to finish it off. That's been the story of the first half. 32's ability to get inside and score it.
It's been a half to remember for Rivara. 18 points for the sophomore here on senior night. Final look to the basket, 5 seconds left, tipped around. Holden's gonna try to throw it ahead, and then Holden lost it, 1 second left, and the half comes to an end. Oh, Trinity, a strong surge. They hold Schreiner scoreless for the final 2 minutes. And the Tigers will take a 34-26 halftime lead into the locker room, helped out by balance and by a tremendous half from Danny Rivara. And we will hear from head coach Pat Cunningham right now as Chuck getting ready with him. We'll have Chuck and Coach over here. All right, Chuck, let's hear it from you and Coach.
Coach Cunningham, what'd you like about that first half? I mean, it was a pretty exciting ball game.
Yeah, you know, I thought defensively, I thought we were really good. I thought Zero, their big guy, got away from us a little bit on the threes. He's gotten hot, but I think overall our defense and our rebounding, hey, we've been really good with that. So got to score a little bit more, but I thought the defense was really big for us.
Really, was it a key in this first half to try to pound the ball inside? I mean, you guys are having your way kind of down low in there.
Well, a little bit is they're playing that zone. So again, ball movement, and I think we can get some high lows and get the ball inside a little bit. They're pretty good at reaching, slapping, but yeah, I think we got to take the ball to the rim a little bit. Absolutely.
What would you like to see from your squad in the second half?
Well, I think the intensity level has got to stay up. I think our enthusiasm, and defensively, we've had some trouble in the second half when we're away from our bench. Hopefully, we can continue to communicate and do a good job defensively.
Coach Cunningham, thank you very much for your time. We'll see you in the second half. Michael?
All right, thanks, Chuck, and our thanks to Coach Cunningham. Coming up, the Home Investors halftime show. Trinity leads 34-26.
Food insecurity or the inability to get food is a widespread and misunderstood problem.
At Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, Autumn and I are part of a research team in the Food Matters Lab.
Being able to connect with the community and affect policy as an undergraduate researcher at Trinity has been an unforgettable experience.
Being first-generation college students, the ability to research has given us the ability to explore our individual passions and apply them not only to this research, but life after college.
In the last decade, more than 600 migrants have lost their lives in Brooks County due to dehydration and exposure to the elements.
As engineering students at Trinity
Here's halftime show. You need to sell your home quickly? Call Homevestors, the We Buy Ugly Houses people. 1-800-44-BUYER. Trinity leads at the break 34-26. And please be joined by another Trinity coach, the head coach of the women's team, Cameron Hill. Coach, congratulations on a terrific win today and a terrific season. What does it mean to wrap up at least a share of another conference championship?
You know, it's special. There's nothing about the body of work that you have to put together over the course of an entire season. To culminate in a conference championship is always special, no matter what. Tons of respect for Austin College. I know they're doing their thing against Centenary right now and will probably be co-champions, but that's a team that I'm honored to share the title with because they've done the exact same thing. They've had a phenomenal year, and you know their coaching staff and their players have really stepped up to the challenge, and they had a competitive schedule too. So no shame at all in sharing the title. I'm just proud that our girls have been able to take care of our responsibility on our side, and tonight was a great example of that.
You honored a group of seniors today that really did so much for this program. What does it mean to you to have a class like that that's had so much success?
There's never an easy class to say goodbye to. You know, the way we run this program, it's emotional, man. It's really tough. There's definitely a connection between the coaches and the players, and Trinity, like I've said so many times before, Trinity attracts such high character people. This university is such a special place to be a part of that there's not going to be a missed opportunity to develop relationships with these kids, and it's never easy. You know, their record is incredible, you know, 86+% winning percentage. I mean, that's awesome for them. But really, it's the personal relationships that you have with these kids over the course of the time that they're here it's never ending. You know, we're going to be there for them forever, and they're going to go to do great things, and it's going to be fun to watch their progress as adults.
You have about a week. You have a bye in the conference tournament. What do you do before next Saturday?
We're going to fix some things. We're going to fix some things that I think you know, at this time of year, our team is definitely mentally prepared to deal with the things we're not great at and to adjust and to get better at those things. And, you know, we played 5 games in 8 days. We haven't had live contact at practice for almost 2 weeks. So we're going to get back to getting after it a little bit, and we're going to have a mini training camp in preparation for this conference tournament. And I think our girls are ready, not just ready, but I think that their entire focus is to go and continue to hit the standard that we've set for ourselves here at Trinity, and I'm very excited for the opportunity.
Well, Coach, thank you. We appreciate you taking the time
Absolutely.
Here at halftime.
Thank you guys for coming out, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Head Coach Cameron Hill, Trinity is up in this one, and we'll have highlights and stats up next.
Follow the path that empowers you to be your best self. Surround yourself with people who embrace your quirks, who don't settle, who seek a life without regret, who know how to win, but aren't afraid to fail. Be part of an elite network with those who know what success is all about. Be brave enough to have a fulfilled life. Trinity University. Discover, grow, become.
your home quickly, call Homevestors, the We Buy Ugly Houses people, 1-800-44-BUYER. Well, our player spotlight tonight is senior Matt Jones, and it's presented by Rolling Rentals and More. Wheels, tires, appliances, electronics, no credit check, easy payment plans, low cash prices. Call 210-521-RENT. Here's Hector Ledesma with Matt Jones.
Now I got to ask about Stashy Friday. All right, so the tradition goes, I guess, that one Friday every year, and it's the last Friday home game.
Yes.
You guys sport mustaches for that one game. Take me through everything that entails, because this is fascinating.
Yeah, so it's one of our team's best traditions for sure. The last Friday home game, everyone on the team rocks a mustache. And so no matter how old you are, freshman through senior, everybody shaves down to a mustache. And for guys that have really light colored hair or don't grow great mustaches, we get them just for men. And they dye the mustache so that you can see them. But it's pretty awesome. And so we all go out there looking hilarious as a team, but if you look bad, you got to be able to play good. So we have to back it up on the court, and we've been able to do that as a program. We've won, I think our assistant coach was saying, the last 10 years on Stashy Friday. So it's a pretty good record.
And not a coincidence.
No, not a coincidence.
When you won 10 in a row, there's logic behind It's the stash, the power of the stash.
It doesn't matter who we're playing either. They could be the best team in the conference, the worst team in the conference. We always win on Stashy Friday.
But apparently, right after the game ends, like there's calls to get rid of the stash, at least on your part.
Yes, I mean, as soon as my mom sees it, she wants it gone. And, you know, what mom wants, mom gets.
So because of that, there's no thought of, well, maybe we should make Stashy Friday like Stashy November, like Stashy December, like extended at some point?
It loses a little of the magic. You know, if it's just once a year, everybody gets excited for it. But, you know, the longer and the more often things like that happen, they lose a little of their lust. So,
as you kind of wrap up your senior year and you look back at your Trinity career, what sticks out to you?
A lot of good friends. I've made a lot of friends playing basketball here, whether they be teammates, coaches, teachers who come to the games. It's just a great place to come and go to school. And so I've really enjoyed it, and all the people that support our program.
Matt, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Now, Chuck, what do you think about Stashy Friday? Is that going to catch on in the booth here?
Well, it will for me, because I'm not shaving mine off anytime soon. But, you know, I really like what Matt Jones has been able to bring to this basketball game. You know, he's brought some grittiness, playing some defense. He's also got 5 assists, so he's really helped Trinity out to this big first-half lead.
Well, let's take a look at the first-half highlights. It turned into a matchup of one star against another. These highlights brought to you by the San Antonio Express-News, the largest voice in South Texas for over 150 years. How about Danny Rivara for Trinity?
Yeah, doing an outstanding job of getting himself hard and going fast to the rack. I mean, he's 9 of 12 shooting the ball, but a lot of his shots have been point-blank range. He's also chipped in with 4 rebounds, and, you know, luckily for Schreiner, they got a guy going too in Blake Kelly. I mean, he's 5 of 9 from the floor. He's got 12 points. Also knocked down a couple of threes. Doesn't mind telling everybody about it, but, you know, Schreiner maybe there's a little bit of a hangover after clinching the conference the other day, because their energy hasn't quite matched what Trinity's has been all about today. But I think the most impressive thing I've seen from Trinity is that rebounding thing, man. We've been harping on that for basically a game and a half. They really tightened that up in the first half, got themselves close to that ledger, and then, you know, they've done a really nice job doing a lot of things tonight in this basketball game, and consequently, got an 8-point lead.
48% shooting from the floor as well for the Tigers. Well, the second half comes up next, the final game of the regular season. Tigers looking to avenge a loss on Thursday. They lead by 8. including holding Schreiner scoreless for the final 2 minutes of the half. Maybe helped out by that home student advantage there. A little Rocket student section going. Danny Rivera, 18 points on an impressive 9 for 12 shooting. And then Blake Kelly stepped back and hit some threes to keep the Mountaineers around in this one. But it's the Tigers with the 34-26 edge here to begin the second half. And in a crowded conference race, well, for Trinity, this game could put you in the top 2, 3, or even some other things fall around, maybe even 4th or 5th, depending on some tiebreakers if they lose. So a pretty vital game for the Tigers. Schreiner's locked up the 1 seed. They're the regular season conference champion. The tournament which begins next weekend.
And Trinity's just going to have to stay after it like they did in that first half. And they've got to play hard and strong. And already got guys
There's some
hitting
emotion,
the deck.
yeah. Well, tonight's second half of CSN Basketball is presented by Gun Automotive Group, where buying your next vehicle is real simple. GunAuto.com.
Got to play with that energy and passion, because that's what led him to this big lead in the first half.
That was some vigor we hadn't seen from Schreiner in a while. It was Paul Wells knocking the ball loose and then diving around with Rivera. Aggressive trapping by the Mountaineers as forced Trinity to try to settle back in on offense. Shot clock already down to 5. Jones step back, deep shot off the side. Or tip down to Schreiner. Gum, strong take. And he manhandles it in.
Yeah, he's just one of those broad-shouldered bullies, man. He gets in there and he's really good at creating space, and he's so aggressive. Gotta like this guy as a ball player. Something else.
Holden got fouled as he was going up. Good pass to kind of beat the zone there by Trinity, skipping it over the top.
There you go. We've seen both of these teams really adept at passing. Gum gets the ball, puts it on the floor, hard to the rack. And once he gets a full head of steam going, tough guy to cut off at the pass. So Trinity gives up the layup on one end. They decide they're going to go back and pound the ball. And what we talked about in the first half, how much success they had working the ball inside and finishing off possessions.
Trinity was very effective inside in that first half, helped out by most of those points from Rivera. And Holden converts both. He's got 11.
Yeah, I mean, 20 of their 36 now in the paint. Keep going to the well until it dries up.
Ball on the deck, and Trinity has it. Brian Blum through traffic. Got sped up and tossed it away. It was tipped out of bounds by the Mountaineers.
Blum do a good job kind of forcing the action there after he found the ears on the turnover. Pushed it up, pushed the pace down the court. Just couldn't find a guy that was open. And a good job by Schreiner to recover and at least get a chance to set their defense.
Schreiner shifting in and out of a zone look. Leaves Blum open, and he strokes a 3.
Yeah, his first 3 of the night didn't draw iron. That one didn't either, but much better
In
results.
a good way. It's the Tigers in a zone now. Luis Mancias, one of the best distributors in the conference. Had a look from the top of the arc and eventually got it down low, but that one is turned over by Paul Wells.
Yeah, very rarely are you going to get rewarded when you're trying to beat a double team down low, but as we take a look at the previous possession, Trinity is really doing a nice job tonight from behind the arc, knocking down a few of these shots. Not their forte per se.
Ball rescued by Blum, nearly went into the stands. Rivera fronts on Kelly off the side. That's turned into a great matchup. 32-0, matching up against each other. And a foul running back on Brooks Mays.
Their feet got tangled up right there. The body hit the floor, and I kind of don't blame the officials there. The last thing you want is for this game to get a little chippy. Let's take a look. Yeah, these kind of guys.
Well, he grabbed him before.
They're going at it. That's right. He obviously saw the little grab from behind.
Kelly was off balance. It's a miss.
Yeah, good job by the officials getting a beat on that early.
Well, both of these teams won on their opponents' home courts last year. Now Trinity trying to ensure the opposite happens after Schreiner protected home court on Thursday night. Ball slapped back around to the top of the key.
Yeah, once again, great hustle by Matt Jones, keeping the possession alive for Trinity. And it's the kind of thing that doesn't show up in the box score. But he did, and Danny Rivera gets another bucket.
Quick release indeed. I think in one motion, he had it turned and released and switched it through. Kelly likes to fade away on that three, almost knocked that one down. And Rivera gets grabbed as he dribbled through traffic.
I'll tell you, this Kelly
goes
kid,
on Paul Wells.
He doesn't miss when he fires it up there. I mean, it looked like he was just trying to make sure his feet were behind the arc, and that thing was halfway down. Trinity catches a little bit of a break.
Now Wells will come out now. There was some frustration on the face of number 14 as he walks toward the Schreiner bench. Trinity's on a 7-0 run to take their largest lead of the night. Just 4 minutes into this second half. Two-three look for Schreiner, a three up, well under, and then saved off of the foot of a Mountaineer.
Got to be
Ball
aware,
will stay
though.
with Trinity.
Yeah, ball will stay with Trinity, but they're only going to have 4 seconds to get a rock up because the ball did not draw iron. Good hustle by the Tigers. It's really carried them in this ball game.
Still early on in the second half. Let's take a look now at the NCAA scoreboard presented by MySA.com, the largest voice in South Texas for 150 years. Some upsets ring around the top 25 in Division I basketball. Texas A&M gets smoked at Arkansas, and Texas completes the season sweep of Oklahoma.
Yeah, interesting year. It's going to be tough for Texas, even with the 2 upsets over Oklahoma, to make the tournament. And then the Aggies, started off the season like gangbusters, cooled off, got hot again, and now they're back to being cold again.
Well, Danny Rivera has not cooled off.
That's for sure.
He's got 22 points to lead all scorers. And that's a guy who's going to have to get going for Schreiner, senior Keenan Gums. He got a foul drawn on Isaiah Specs.
Specs has done a really good job in this game chipping in, as have many of his teammates, but Mr. Hair Trigger is by far the guy that Trinity is leaning on tonight. I know that's true in most of their games, but this guy, talk about a game that they really need to have. And just the efficiency in which he's getting those points is ridiculous.
That zone for Trinity has worked well in the second half. On the deck, Yancey tying up Gums. The ball will stay with Schreiner. But the shot clock's at 4.
Playing that hard defense. And again, their energy is better than Schreiner's tonight. And Trinity hasn't played perfect, but they're playing hard, and a lot of good things seem to happen when you're as active as they've been tonight on both ends.
A legitimate question here from Pat Cunningham. Possession did not change, but the shot clock was reset to 20 seconds. And that's the key with the tie-up, because possession stays. So, yeah, it should stay with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Well, interesting. You heard that explanation. They're saying that Trinity actually had a full possession of that ball, and then in the ensuing scrum, the tie-up went back to Schreiner.
Okay.
A little bit of a break for the Mountaineers. But Schreiner needs to get the offense going. They haven't scored in 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, they've struggled, but again, that was a really good job by Brandon Warbrick. Keep that ball alive for his team. Shots have not fallen too often tonight for Schreiner. Well, save for zero. That guy, Blake Kelly, is absolutely saving Schreiner's bacon in this ball game.
That's his move, too. The dribble and then kind of fade and step back. Hop step by Specs. A foul called on Kelly. He thought he had solid ball. And the bodies got tangled up, and the foul is called on the senior. His first.
Again, we talk about guys chipping in, and I think Isaiah Specs did a really good job here. He got the defender off his feet, and he's going to go to the line. Chipping in nicely tonight. 2 of 2 from the field so far in this game. Couple of assists.
Knocks down the first.
And he had a tough shooting night the other night at Schreiner. Just goes to show you, some guys can bounce back night to night. And it's tough, man, going to school and trying to play ball every game and play at a high level. He's done a really nice job chipping in tonight for the Tigers.
A vastly different game from Thursday in a lot of aspects, but one of them, the free throw shooting. Schreiner attempted 21 free throws, Trinity in the 30s. And this game, it's in the single digits for both teams.
Close to a walk.
Deep three by Mancias. Luis Mancias gets on the board.
Yeah, from the parking lot. Maybe that'll get Schreiner going.
Mancias, yeah, one of their vocal leaders. Might have been NBA length. They have a faint outline of an NBA three-point line, and it was close to that. Off balance, Rivara trying to go with the heat check there. And the foul goes on Trinity.
Now everybody paying so close of attention to Kelly, and sure was a big league three.
Behind the NBA three-point line.
I don't blame the Tigers. I mean, Kelly is having his way tonight, shooting the basketball, and he's been the only guy you really have to worry about stopping up until this point. But Mancias doing a good job making the most of his opportunity from downtown.
Nylan Yancey again with the steal. Couldn't hold on to that one, though. He has been flying all over the court. Had 2 of those early in the half. And Danny Rivera calling for the foul.
There are a lot of people that disagreed with that call.
Just his second.
Trinity in a scramble drill here after the save.
Well, second half replays are presented by Thomas J. Henry. When you or your family need help, call Thomas J. Henry 24/7, nights and weekends, 210-656-1000.
Tough sport to officiate. We say it night in and night out. Hundreds of calls and no calls by these guys every single game, and I think for the most part they do a very good job. They've been really good tonight for the most part as well.
Logan's free throw up and good. And tonight's second half scoreboard is sponsored by IHOP. Visit IHOP.com. Schreiner has gradually climbed back in it. Still a double-digit lead for the for the Tigers. And that zone of the Mountaineers trying to slow down Trinity. A lot of contact, bodies hitting the deck.
And again, we see it. Nylan Yancey, to the aggressor go the spoils. I mean, he just flat put the ball on the ground and said, hey, I'm coming at you. I thought it was pretty good defense here to start.
The foul does go on Logan. It's his first.
That's what happens, though. It's like a boxing match. You come out and you throw the punches, generally you're going to score better on the scorecards. With a name like Nylan, don't you have to be a basketball player at some point?
Like nylon?
That's
Yep.
right.
Isn't that free throw?
That's right, nothing but nylon.
Yep.
It's like I saw Brooks Mays, playing for Trinity. It's like, don't you have to be a baseball player with a name like Brooks? Apparently not. You can play basketball too.
Now I'm just gonna want to call him nylon, though. Nylan Yancey missed on the second to get on the scoreboard. He's one of the rare JUCO transfers. Head coach Pat Cunningham mentioned started at Jacksonville College and then decided, hey, he wanted to find a different scenery and really liked Trinity's setup. So he's a really good student. He's been a good kind of glue guy for the Tigers.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's nice that Yancey, he figured that out at a fairly early age. We all know that it's going to stop at some point, and he's more worried about getting a degree from a fine university. Of course, he loves playing basketball too, and he's good at it. But at some point, you're here to learn and get a degree, and good for him.
And he'll get right back to the free throw line and the foul on Chase Pinter.
Again, when in doubt, take it hard to the hole. Shooter's touch.
2-3, and on that fourth hop, it went in. A couple of more to Yancey's
line
total.
Driving in there. That's a big thing, too, and kind of quell the little momentum that Schreiner looked like they were starting to get. This thing's back up to a 14-point ball game.
It's been double digits for most of this half, though, for Trinity. They went on a 7-1 run in the early going.
Wow. Calling that on 45? You sure are.
That one goes on Cauliflower, his second.
Let's take a look. Comes back over the top, but it's hard to see from that angle. May have gotten him with the left arm. It was all ball with the right hand.
Well, both teams are really trying to assert themselves inside now. There was some threes, there was a lot of quick action. Now it's grinding out, trying to get the foul called and get to the line.
Yeah, I don't blame Schreiner. I mean, when you're shooting 36% from the floor, you've got to get something going inside because, outside shots have been a hard time finding the mark tonight for them. Trinity, as we said, though, they've been doing most of their damage inside all night long, and it's a big reason why they're shooting close to 50% in this ball game.
Specs trying to three, it's short. And Schreiner shot 91% from the free throw line on Thursday. 19 for 21. And they're just 3 for 6 tonight. A turnover by the Mountaineers gives the ball back to the Tigers. 13-point edge for Trinity. 11:35 left. Citywide Sports Network telecast next Saturday. This is brought to you by IHOP. Visit IHOP.com. February 24th, we'll bring you the UTSA Roadrunners hosting Louisiana Tech at 7 o'clock, all live right here on KCWX TV. And for future games next season and all down the line, visit CitywideSportsNetwork.com, CSN, where it all begins. And where it all comes to an end next week.
It's been fun, though, dude. I've had a blast doing the football and the basketball with you all year.
A lot of basketball still left in this one, though, and that will bring another timeout. So the fun of the second half media timeouts. We're here, we're there, we're back. No change, back in a little bit.
Food insecurity or the inability to get food is a widespread and misunderstood problem.
At Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, Autumn and I are part of a research team in the Food Matters Lab.
Being able to connect with the community and affect policy as an undergraduate researcher at Trinity has been an unforgettable experience.
Being first-generation college students, the ability to research has given us the ability to explore our individual passions and apply them not only to this research, but life after college.
In the last decade, more than 600 migrants have lost their lives in Brooks County due to dehydration and exposure to the elements.
As engineering students at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, our team was able to apply the skills we learned to help find the best solutions to this problem.
Working with the South Texas Human Rights Center, we designed a water station that helps migrants find clean water.
Seeing the immediate impacts of our work in the field has been an incredible experience.
Not the ballpark, you would say, although it's baseball season.
That's right.
You were in the baseball mood, but at the old arena, Trinity trying to maintain that home court advantage. The women's team won by 21 points earlier today, and the men's team has a 13-point edge with 11:32 remaining in this one.
Yeah, that women's team is something else, man. They've got some athletes, and just them in Austin College just absolutely destroyed the conference this year.
Intercepted pass on the full court pressure, and then a foul underneath. So extended pressure. We have seen some half-court traps from Schreiner. An aggressive trapping across half court, but full court press results in a turnover and results in an opportunity for free throws.
Yeah, and if not for a heads-up play by Brooks Mays, they called that last time out. That might have been 2 turnovers in a row, so Trinity's going to have to figure out something, quick way to beat the pressure here, because the last thing you want to do is send these guys to the line with a chance to chip away at this lead with no time running off the clock. They're going to continue to play their game and make some things happen.
Second one for Logan, too strong. And a board by Blum. Danny Rivera had 18 at halftime. He's been bottled up a bit in the second. Just 22 points in the night. 22 still impressive, and Specs knocks that one in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We talked about Specs chipping in tonight. When that ball left his hand, he didn't think it was going in, so he went to go follow his shot. I think he was astonished that that thing found nothing but the bottom of the net.
Offensive rebound, Andrew Logan dribbles back out. So by just 22 for Rivera, I meant just 4 so far in the second half, at 22 for the game. Still leads all scorers. Another deep 3 over the top, but another board by Logan. 2 offensive rebounds on this possession, and it results in a make.
That's just bad luck for Trinity. They had a lot of bodies down there blocking out, but it was a long rebound, and oftentimes those are toughest ones to get.
Matthew Rindall, the freshman, gets his first points of the night.
Nice entry pass. Great cutting action, man. 32 is just having himself a night, but can't beat the pass inside either.
That's how you beat those traps.
Absolutely.
And those full court pressures. Skip passes and kind of gambling ahead where the defense doesn't want you to throw it.
All the credit in the world to Jaden Holden on that last possession for Trinity.
Off the miss, Matt Jones brings it across. Accelerates into the paint, the scoop for 2.
How about that little Steve Nash action? A really good job, quick first step, getting into the paint, and with his offhand laying it up nicely.
Cradle it, yeah, with the left. Got the good geometry, as you like to say.
Absolutely.
Look at a little inside-out game. Mancia spinning the travel.
Just great defense by Trinity to cut off every angle conceivable as Mancias tried to get it in, but look at that. You just can't beat the pass. And again, a la Steve Nash. Showing it to him and then stick it in his face.
Jones is trapped now, though. Fresh 5 in for Schreiner. 2-on-1, Blum settles it back out.
Good play. Probably could have forced it, maybe made something happen, but get a little reset, find the guy that's been making shots all night long, and just like that, the lead is back up to 18.
Rivera is 13 for 18. He's attempted as many as his entire team combined.
Tell you what, that 0, he came to play, didn't he, for Schreiner? He's been great offensively, and he's been really turning it up on the defensive end, too. Almost got himself a putback there just through hard work.
Kelly trying to get after the ball right now. He's had a tough task on defense, trying to corral Danny Rivera. Straight away, 3 good by Yancey.
Oh, look at 24's hands again.
And he gets the finish the other way. Trinity out and running now.
Whatever was said in that 45-minute meeting that Coach Cunningham was telling us about, I think it was message received. You come out here and take down the conference's best team. Sure, they're coming off a clinching performance and don't have a whole lot to play for, but they've manhandled these guys tonight. And honestly, it's just their energy has been so much better. Don't get the call here, but Nylon Yancey nailing it from downtown, and look at 24, you know he loves it, getting that bunny down at the other end after he started his own fast break with a turnover.
What a run by Trinity here in these last 2 minutes. Keenan Gums trying to end it after he was fouled by Danny Rivera. And he cannot just yet. So still the 11-0 run. And Trinity has made 6 field goals in a row during this spurt.
Well, you talk about Rivera on the night that he's had, but look at how many guys have chipped in. Yancey and Specs. You can go right down the list. Matt Jones, obviously.
Kelly got after that board, still couldn't get it, but he has been aggressive on the glass and then has it ripped away, and then a foul on Keenan Gums, his second. That's the 6th on Schreiner. Now Trinity will shoot free throws for the final 8 minutes here in this game.
Schreiner's going to dial it up on defense again, it looks like.
So it helps to have that senior. Jones, no panic.
Nope.
Just threw the long pass and easily broke that pressure. Holden had it ripped away.
Yep,
Ball
great
scooped
job.
up by Gums. Gums got it swatted, but a foul called on Jaden Holden. Now Keenan Gums trying to work his way to the free throw line, and he'll be there when play resumes. But Trinity's opened it up, 61-38 Tigers.
Food insecurity or the inability to get food is a widespread and misunderstood problem.
At Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, Autumn and I are part of a research team in the Food Matters Lab.
Being able to connect with the community and affect policy as an undergraduate researcher at Trinity has been an unforgettable experience.
Being first-generation college students, the ability to research has given us the ability to explore our individual passions and apply them not only to this research, but life after college.
In the last decade, more than 600 migrants have lost their lives in Brooks County due to dehydration and exposure to the elements.
As engineering students at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, our team was able to apply the skills we learned to help find the best solutions to this problem.
Working with the South Texas Human Rights Center, we designed a water station that helps migrants find clean water.
Seeing the immediate impacts of our work in the field has been an incredible experience.
Follow the path that empowers you to be your best self.
You're the Tigers, but been helped out by their senior leader, Matt Jones, the all-time leader in assists. He has 7 of them tonight to go along with 7 points. Really the heart and soul of this Trinity team.
Well, doing it all on senior night, and really, you know, we can talk about his 7 points on 3 of 6 shooting, but honestly, Mike, I think it's the little things he's done tonight. He's got 7 assists, but those 5 rebounds, there were a couple of plays I thought in the first half that I really felt like set the tone for these Tigers in this game in terms of effort and guys just kind of willing this team forward in this basketball game. He's had some really good hustle plays in this game too that kind of went underneath the radar, I think, for the most part. He's had a really nice all-around game for the Tigers, and as a consequence, they're sitting here with a 13-point lead late.
And Trinity has 8 steals as a team. You have to figure he has been involved in at least some way in a good chunk of those.
I said 13, I meant 23. That was my good old-fashioned Croatian math at its finest.
A senior moment on senior day.
Happens very often, my friend. Don't worry, your time's coming. A couple of decades. You'll see.
Now I know the solution. If I start to get those gray or white hairs, Trinity has a good supply of Just for Men.
That's as we found out at halftime.
Yeah. Strong take, hitting off the backboard and in. And the San Antonio native, Josh Bashford.
Well, it was a really great play by Bashford because watching Schreiner renewed energy out of that timeout. They look like a completely different team the way they're flying around out here.
Trapping and pressuring, trying to speed up Trinity. And while it didn't work in the backcourt, does result eventually in a travel. Yancey again with the deflection and the steal. Lost it and got fouled driving in. But how about Yancey? All over the place.
Yeah, just when it looks like Schreiner's about to get some momentum and maybe try to chip into this lead with just a smidge under 7 minutes left to go, somebody comes out of nowhere and just does a great job of stoning him at the pass. This particular play, it was Yancey, just super active on the defensive end as he's been all night. Earns himself a trip to the free throw line.
Yancey now 4 for 5 from the line. And most of his points coming from the free throw line. He has 7, all in the second half this game, to go along with 3 steals and a couple more deflections.
Yeah, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists. Doing a little of this, a little of that tonight for the Tigers.
That zone is just swallowed up. Schreiner's offense, especially with Yancey at the top of it.
Telling you, man, he's gonna get charged with larceny the way he's going. I mean, this guy's been everywhere.
And coaches will tell you what makes his zone so difficult is length at the top of it. And that's what Yancey's showing, 6'3", and that wingspan has to get him out there towards nearly 7 feet, I imagine.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a ball game. Chipping in nicely.
Rivera going to work, got fouled by Kelly.
Let's take a look at this. Rivera going hard and got a little bit of the arm there, may have. Close enough to get the whistle blown.
After a minuscule margin of free throws in the first half. Well, they're getting up there now. This will be the 14th and 15th that Trinity attempts. And Rivera is eyeing another 30-point ball game. He's had 2 30-point games this year, back on November 21st, and then on January 20th, and a 5-point win against Austin. That was here. Getting close, 27 points right now for the sophomore.
And did a really good job, too, considering he's been playing with 3 fouls for a while now, not picking up that 4th one.
Bashford attacks the rim.
Tell you what, he's been instant offense coming off the bench and really good energy for Schreiner.
Oh! Big dunk, Specs! Oh, my.
Then he gets a steal. Is he going to get an assist? They're going to pull it back.
Jones almost had it. That crowd might have stayed on its feet the rest of the night. How about the passing that led to that dunk by Specs? Ball didn't even touch the ground to break that press.
Yeah, got the ball up the floor quickly, but that is one heck of a finish. Gonna force feed the rim.
Little shimmy at the end.
Get them all jacked up here.
Navarra too strong at the free throw. But yeah, after that 3 missed by Jones in the corner, Trinity ended up getting the rebound and then getting the foul drawn. They have been playing with untapped energy here tonight. Oh, and a foul called on Specs. He thought he had it clean. Still bouncing around.
Yeah, Specs, I think, is thinking, what? But they've been calling it close. Just ask Kelly. I think he thinks he got the short end of the stick on some of these calls down low, too, so. Let's take a look. Good entry pass. Great job by Kelly sealing it. Boy, there's a lot of ball there.
That's tough because he does hit the hand, but after he hits the ball, he's hitting an empty hand. Yeah, you can kind of call it either way.
Yeah. As they say, and they've said it forever in this sport, hand is part of the ball. But, hello.
Alley-oop! See you later!
Showtime. It's the Showtime Tigers.
The crowd is loving this right now. Oh, Navarra is hurt underneath the basket, so that's going to temper any of the excitement of this big, big performance by Trinity. He is in a lot of pain holding that shoulder. Navarra with 29 points in the night, but is in considerable pain underneath the basket.
Yeah, it's like the last thing you want to see is somebody pulling his arm.
And the foot comes down right on it.
Okay,
Paul
just
Wells.
good step?
Yeah, landed
Okay.
right on it.
Good deal with that. It's the dislocations and separations we don't want to see.
And that's always the danger. You have a body underneath the basket. He had gotten knocked down on some contact, and Wells coming down on the rebound attempt just landed right on him.
Yeah, and you get some of that. The worst part is just that rubber from a shoe and some 230-pound guy coming down on you, man. That can't be fun.
There's Wells coming up with it. Flip ahead, and the basket. Bashford. He's got 7. Well, Bashford has been the one scoring on their last few baskets. And a turnover by Trinity.
Well, since they had the alley-oop dunk, gotten a little sloppy here. Schreiner's gone on a little mini run and gotten this thing to within 18.
Coming up in just a few minutes, the John Wayne post-game show. Interviews, highlights, stat breakdown of this one, and much more from Chuck and I. Blum dribbling it across. A lot of contact, out of control. The foul goes on Mancias.
Good job there. Just, push it. Put the pressure on them defensively to try to step up and do something. Get the ball to go, but gonna have himself a chance to get to the free throw line and knock down some shots is Brian Blum.
Well, Schreiner's been very aggressive, especially since they're trailing and trying to full court press and get those steals and speed up Trinity. But the Tigers, and that's led to these alley-oops, How about that passing? The skip pass, the quick pass, and knowing where to find the open guy to break that press.
You know, we've kind of talked about that all night, Mike. You know, for a team that uses a lot of motion in its offense, not a team that really turns the ball over all that much for as many times as guys get touches during an offensive possession.
They only average about 13 turnovers a game.
Yeah, they got 12 for tonight, so that's really not a lot.
Jumper the other way, Bashford coming to life. The Mountaineers have backed up into now some half-court trapping after the initial full-court pressure. 69-51. Trinity led by as many as 23 in this one.
Good defense by Schreiner all the way around on that.
Gums trying to corral it. He got fouled. There will be no shot. Foul came on the floor. And it brings a timeout on the court. Well, Schreiner not going away, aggressive, forcing turnovers, trying to claw back in it. But right now, it's Trinity up big.
Surround yourself with people who embrace your quirks, who don't settle, who seek a life without regret, who know how to win, but aren't afraid to fail. Be part of an elite network with those who know what success is all about. Be brave enough to have a fulfilled life. Trinity University. Discover, grow, become.
Most of this second half. But Schreiner's presence forces some turnovers. But it's just all fun. It's all fun.
Everybody's having fun. I'm telling you what. Kids are cracking me up.
Would you like to go join them? That's something I don't think you could pull off.
No.
You know, that's something you can only get away with as a kid, right? The fun, carefree, to just dance and
I would have
not
pulled
care if anyone's
5 or
judging
6 muscles doing any of that stuff.
First for Gums, short off the front.
It's just not been Schreiner's night. And honestly, it's all the credit in the world to the Trinity Tigers. They have really taken it to these guys most of the night. Their energy has been fantastic and just playing all-out assault.
That's why, you know, in college, teams talk about the importance of that home court advantage. There's a legitimate difference, I think, when you play on the road in college basketball. Trinity seems to have fed off the crowd tonight, especially in this second half, and they built up enough of a lead and goodwill to keep it at a comfortable double-digit margin.
That was a heat check from Yancey. Step back three. Had to get a shot up with the shot clock winding down.
And that one goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Down there near the corner. Go back to Trinity.
Again, you'd expect full court pressure from Schreiner as they try to look for a miracle here with 3:10 left to go.
Ball on the deck, slapped around everyone. Blum, the only one standing, comes up with it. And he calls the timeout.
Trapped in the corner, that was about the best thing he could do right there. A little helter-skelter here as Schreiner has really picked up the intensity.
Well, for both of these teams, they will go to the conference tournament. Essentially everyone in the SCAC makes it. 6 out of the 8 teams will make it. Trinity, before Thursday night, had a chance to potentially win the league. They were 2 games back of Schreiner. They would have had to have swept the Mountaineers, and then they would have had the tiebreaker. But Schreiner claimed that 3-game lead on everyone in the conference. The Mountaineers are conference champions, so they'll be the 1 seed. Trinity can still get that 2 seed if a couple of results go their way, and then you'd have to figure out some tiebreakers and maybe even a coin flip like their women's team will have to do to decide seeding. But either way, they're comfortably in the conference tournament. And then, as Pat Cunningham said, you play for what everyone plays for to get into the big dance, the NCAA tournament. So Dallas and Centenary needed to lose tonight for Trinity. Then you'd have to go through some various tiebreakers because Trinity also split the season series against Centenary.
Yeah, I mean, but there's so much parity in this league that you know, obviously the higher seeding makes it a little easier for you, but I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of difference in this league. If you end up 3rd or 4th as opposed to 1 and 2, I mean, you're still going to have to beat some quality squads if you want to be conference champion. And I think, talking to Coach Cunningham before the game, he just really wanted to find out what his team was all about tonight. He was really disappointed with the outcome from the game the other night. And, especially how they got just creamed on the boards. But to be able to bounce back like this tonight, and yeah, they had a few more shots go down from the arc than maybe they had in the last game, but it's just an all-around great effort by this team. And I think, got to give them some confidence going into the tournament when you can knock off the big dogs in the conference. Treat them as rudely as they have tonight.
1 on the shot clock. A quick catch and fire here for the Tigers. And the shot clock expires. Well, it's counted. And Connor Kirkendall kind of is thinking what I thought. He was all the way to half court.
Yeah.
We heard that buzzer go off. It was still in the hands of Jaden Holden.
Well, there clearly wasn't a full second on that shot clock, but there is no way he got that thing off in time.
And sometimes that's also why you play for the home court advantage.
Doesn't much matter in a 20-point game with 2 and change left, but yeah, that's a tough call on. That goes against Schreiner.
Kind of further sums up not Schreiner's night. No hurry right now for the Tigers. With just 2 minutes left in this one. Step through and then a double dribble. Turnover by Trinity. Now Danny Rivera has not come back in since getting his shoulder stepped on. But the good news for Trinity, he's still in full uniform and the closest seat nearest the scorer's table. Standing up and clapping, so after the initial injury scare there, looks like he's fine. And now the seniors are coming out for Trinity to a round of applause. Matt Jones gets a big hand and an ovation as he steps off the court for the final time in this building.
Well-earned ovation.
Pass deflected to the scorer's table. Head on a swivel here, Chuck. That ball came flying just feet away from you.
I'm oblivious to most things, brah.
I would have had you.
I was looking at the stats.
Quick hands would have deflected it away.
Trying to check out Matt Jones's line tonight. 7 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. Well done.
And subs are in for both teams. Strong force shot. No good, and then a foul down low and a tie-up. Blake Kindred taking advantage of his minutes. Texas Lutheran transfer. So he came from a school that had the best of Schreiner the last couple of years and now plays for the Mountaineers.
Coach K giving some of his bench players some minutes here to end this ball game.
I like how you just dubbed him Coach K. That'd be
Tell you what, with the
Schreiner
job that he's
coach.
done here, you know, he took over a program. He was the assistant there for a while. Really struggled his first 2 years there, but really done a nice job building up the program. And conference champions 2 years in a row during the regular season pretty much sums up what he's been able to do there.
Kevin Owens has come in for Trinity. Ball slapped around. A little low to high action, nearing just a minute left in this one. An emphatic end of the season here for Trinity. Strong work on the glass, no good, but Trevor Grand will head to the free throw line.
Quality victory tonight by the Trinity Tigers. Cannot stress that enough. And again, especially with as many question marks as they feel like they had as a team coming into this one. Going to need the same kind of effort at the conference tournament. And if they do, it's like Coach Cunningham said, you know, we feel like we've got the talent to beat most teams on most nights. It's just a matter, are we going to put it together?
Isaiah Specs has come out to a big round of applause. He had the electrifying dunk that really put the cap on an impressive Trinity second half. This was only a 34-26 game at halftime. And now we're staring at a 20-point margin. So the offense for the Tigers woke up in a big way in this second half. Over to the corner for three. Tyler Sawyer knocks it in.
Everybody happy for Tyler, too. The entire Trinity bench has erupted.
The student section as well going absolutely bananas. They had a sign up for him. And they're rewarded for their patience and loyalty. Offensive rebound and a putback good for Schreiner. And now Trinity wants to do a timeout just for substitutions to bring in Tyler Peavy, sophomore guard from San Antonio, Smithson Valley High School. There was the three that got the crowd fired up. And the bench as well. Yeah, there's a couple of signs in the student section. He has his fan club. It's got to be an inside joke. 9 + 10 = 21. And then there's another sign that says, "Love Sawyer," something to that extent. So big fan base over there for the sophomore Tyler Sawyer. Final 10 seconds of this one. Sawyer again. Oh, why not? You got the crowd going nuts for you. Ball tipped back out to the wing. And Schreiner will push here in the final seconds. Layup as time expires will count. And that'll do it. Trinity wraps up an impressive home season with a 75-56 win. They avenge the loss from Thursday night. And they take some momentum into the conference tournament. Now, Trinity actually finishes with a better record this season than Schreiner. And it just so happens that the Mountaineers' losses all came early. They started 3-8 in non-conference, and they finished 10-4 in the league. In terms of conference seeding, this is a big win for the Tigers. They improve to 8-6, and they will be in that mix in the top 4 in the standings. Now, Trinity wraps up a home season 9-4 on the year with a 75-56 win over Schreiner. These two teams will face each other shortly, but right now, here's Chuck with head coach Pat Cunningham.
Coach Cunningham, well, what did you learn about your team tonight?
Well, you know, we talked beforehand about playing together and about can we come together as a group and not play as individuals? And I thought today we really did a good job of that. I mean, I think our guys shared the ball offensively. They hustled defensively. A couple guys stepped up. Danny in the first half offensively scored well for us. And then Nylan Yancey really played a good game for us, which he's capable of. But, we talked a little bit beforehand, and he did a nice job of coming in there. But our whole group, I thought, just really stayed focused and got after it.
Yeah, it's got to make you happy. I mean, usually it's like my kids, they don't listen to me. I mean, you talk to your kids, and they bought in tonight. I mean, it really was a really well-played game by the Tigers.
Well, thank you. And again, it was, I think both ends of the floor, I thought our guys did buy in. And we played more zone than we're used to, but I thought we just really hustled out of it. And to a man, I mean, whether it be the bench or the guys on the floor, they really did a good job of playing hard and getting after it.
All right, one final question. What are you looking forward to as you guys get ready to start the tournament?
Well, it's going to be fun. We're looking forward to that trip. For the third straight year, we get to play the host team, Colorado College, so that will be fun. And then we get to, if we're fortunate enough to win that one, which we beat them at their place a couple weeks ago, then we get these guys again for the third time in a week. So, it's a fun time, especially for the student athletes. It's the tournament. It's win and go home. So.
There you go, Coach. Thanks for your time, and great show tonight. You had the running Tigers tonight, man, throwing it down.
Oh, my gosh. We haven't had that many dunks all years. So.
Well, the TV, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly. They got excited for you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach. Michael, back to you.
All right, our thanks to Coach Cunningham and to Chuck. Coming up next, the John Wayne Service Company post-game show, highlights, stats, and more. Trinity, a big winner tonight.
Follow the path that empowers you to be your best self. Surround yourself with people who embrace your quirks, who don't settle, who seek a life without regret, who know how to win, but aren't afraid to fail. Be part of an elite network with those who know what success is all about. Be brave enough to have a fulfilled life. Trinity University. Discover, grow, become.
Company post-game show. When you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical help, make just one call to fix it all. 210-293-6700. Trinity wins. They had a lead of nearly 25 at one point. They win by a comfortable margin in double digits. You have to say maybe the home crowd sparked them in this one.
It did, and you heard Coach Cunningham talk about how they played together as a team. I mean, they had 22 assists tonight on 28 made field goals. That's not even talking about how well they played defensively as a unit. So you play together as one, you share the ball, you play hard, all those things tonight, and you see a team like this that comes out and wrecks the #1 team in the conference. I mean, they can do this if they put their mind to it.
Well, the man who led them is our CSN Player of the Game, Who's Rolling, presented by Rolling Rentals and More. It's Danny Rivara. Rolling Rentals and More, wheels, tires, appliances, electronics, no credit check, easy payment plans, low cash prices, 210-521-RENT. 29 points on very efficient shooting for Rivara.
And you're not kidding, 14 and 19, and then look at him chip in with the rebounds too. But again, anytime you can make 14 field goals in just 19 attempts, I mean, he got a lot of his stuff around the bucket and really did his work before he even got the ball. Just a great all-around game by Rivara tonight, and about what you'd expect from their team leader.
He was the one who led them early, and he was the one who also is the recipient for our play of the game on, well, I don't want to spoil it, but the play of the game presented by Steam Master Cleaning. Steam Master Cleaning cleans deep, dries fast. One of those electrifying dunks in the second half.
Yeah, we had a couple of these, and what's interesting, it's like, man, are we watching the Showtime Lakers or the D3 Tigers? I mean, they really put on a show tonight. The energy level, again, start to finish in this game was really, really outstanding. And we talked about them having a 45-minute meeting with their coach who says he doesn't like talking to his team the way he felt like he had to talk to him today, but they really took what he said, it resonated with them, and they really took that out to the court tonight and really played a whale of a ball game.
Isaiah Specs also had an electrifying dunk, so why don't we show you some more of those good plays from Trinity and from Schreiner tonight. Post-game highlights sponsored by the San Antonio Express News and real insights for over 150 years. Now, no surprise, it was Rivara early who had their first 6 points of the game.
Yep, came out of the block, really attacking the glass, and boy, they got a lot of shots around the rim to go, and a lot of guys chipping in tonight. Matt Jones had himself a whale of a ball game, whether he was scoring it or passing it. And again, concerted effort to pound the ball tonight, but when they did take their outside shots, they made enough of them. And then Specs, really great job of bouncing back, had a really tough night shooting it the last time out against Schreiner on Thursday night. Tonight, came out, really looked good for the Tigers. Schreiner, just not enough energy tonight. Yeah, probably what you'd think. You know, a little bit of a hangover after clinching the conference the other night, but you know, they had their moments in this game, but not enough of them. And the Trinity Tigers come away with a hard-fought victory.
That was impressive shooting by Trinity, 51% from the floor. We mentioned the rebound total a lot more even than it was in Trinity's loss on Thursday, and the Tigers forced 20 turnovers. So that keyed in with terrific shooting from the floor, really the key. And then, as you just pointed out, the three-point shooting, a lot of misses by the Mountaineers.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's more of their game than it is for Trinity. So for the Tigers to actually outshoot them, make more, and shoot for a better percentage, I think it's one of the reasons why the Tigers were able to win so convincingly tonight.
We saw the highlights, we saw the final stats. All that's left to do is wrap this one up, talk about what's next for both of these teams, and a preview what's ahead on our telecast calendar. Stay tuned as we wrap this one up.
Follow the path that empowers you to be your best self. Surround yourself with people who embrace your quirks, who don't settle, who seek a life without regret, who know how to win, but aren't afraid to fail. Be part of an elite network with those who know what success is all about. Be brave enough to have a fulfilled life. Trinity University. Discover, grow, become.
Service Company post-game show. When you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical help, make just one call to fix it all. 210-293-6700. Time to put the wraps on this one. Trinity, impressive work to get the win over Schreiner, but it sets up for a situation where they may play Schreiner again in a couple of games in the conference tournament.
Well, I think that's what's so interesting about their win tonight because, you know, we're led to believe that this was a team still trying to find its identity late in the year. And if they play like they did tonight, share the basketball, bring that kind of intensity, there's no reason why they can't go and do a lot of damage in the SCAC tournament. I mean, as proven by tonight. I mean, you took down the top dogs and you beat them pretty badly.
So a three-way tie for second, but because of some tiebreakers, Trinity will be the 4 seed. You heard Pat Cunningham mention to Chuck, they play the host school, Colorado, in the opening round, so the 4-5 matchup, and then a win, and Schreiner looms for the winner of that Trinity and Colorado College matchup. That gets going next weekend for Trinity. And as you see the dates right there, February 23rd through 25th, that's what remains for the Tigers in the SCAC tournament, the SCAC tournament in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So as the court starts to empty, as we put the wraps on a successful doubleheader today for Trinity, what do you take away from the women and the men pulling off wins tonight?
Well, the women are awfully good, and I haven't seen Austin College play in that league, but I know that if Trinity plays like it's capable of doing, there's a really good chance they're going to walk away with another conference tournament title. And then I think if you not followed the men's team enough, I think based on what you saw here tonight, there's no reason to think why they couldn't be just as successful in their tournament. So I think good things are happening for the Tigers.
Trinity certainly takes a lot of momentum going forward after a win like that. And you mentioned it, Schreiner, top team in the conference in terms of 10-3 coming in. They didn't get the win over Trinity. And then just the balance. And, you know, Danny Rivara played like maybe one of the best players in the conference tonight.
I don't think there's any question about it. And I think the big thing was, too, not only for him, because he's their leading scorer and their leading rebounder, so they expect that from him night in and night out. What was interesting to see about what happened tonight for the Tigers is that they had 4 or 5 guys that were really complementary players in this game and really gave the Tigers some punch, and one of the reasons why they were able to win this game so convincingly.
So Trinity puts the wraps on a 14-11 regular season. That'll do it for us tonight, but one more Citywide Sports Network telecast coming your way, presented by IHOP. Visit IHOP.com. February 24th, our final basketball telecast of the season. Louisiana Tech travels to the UTSA Convocation Center to take on the Roadrunners. You can catch it right here on KCWX TV. For future games, visit CitywideSportsNetwork.com. CSN, where it all begins. And tonight's CSN telecast on KCWX TV of Trinity Tigers basketball is a presentation of the Tiger Network and Quarter Moon Productions. For Chuck McIntyre and our entire crew, this is Mike Lefko from the Bell Center on the campus of Trinity University. The final score, Tigers 75, Mountaineers 56.
Food insecurity or the inability to get food is a widespread and misunderstood problem.
At Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, Autumn and I are part of a research team in the Food Matters Lab.
Being able to connect with the community and affect policy as an undergraduate researcher at Trinity has been an unforgettable experience.
Being first-generation college students, the ability to research has given us the ability to explore our individual passions and apply them not only to this research, but life after college.
In the last decade, more than 600 migrants have lost their lives in Brooks County due to dehydration and exposure to the elements.
As engineering students at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, our team was able to apply the skills we learned to help find the best solutions to this problem.
Working with the South Texas Human Rights Center, we designed a water station that helps migrants find clean water.
Seeing the immediate impacts of our work in the field has been an incredible experience.